My name is Todd Standing, and this is my weekly Wednesday live show. Thank you very much for joining me. Um, Weather is looking fantastic and amazing out here. All the wildlife is blurring. It's a little windy over here. Close that up. And hey, Frank, how's it going? And expeditions are happening. And really, my gosh, the getting on to give that definitive 100%. The Discovering Bigfoot Research Center is rolling. Are still waiting on them. Hey, Amanda, thanks for staying up so late. Amanda from the United Kingdom. It's very late in the morning, but she's so devoted and waits to come and do some mediation, make sure everybody's being nice out here. Hey, Leah. So, but anyways, I have TV shows. Like I was saying, I apologize for that commercial break, but yeah, we're gonna get bumps once in a while. I don't know why it does that. It just does that. So, but anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I've got some TV shows coming out. The CW network's coming out. I did some Australian TV show, Hamish and Andy, a few weeks ago, and there's lots going on. So, and you know, I'm working on getting Jeff Meldrum coming back out. That's in the works. A couple primatologists, some PhDs. So just there's lots going on, and don't think it's not just because it must not be named, and I won't say their name, is just crunching down on ridiculousness and pain. As an example, the numbers that I'm getting on my YouTube channel, I should be making about $4,000 a month, and they're paying me about $1,200. You know, and then they've knocked me down from that fraction of what I should be getting paid to, like, and I'm talking to other YouTubers that are getting the same numbers as me, are making $4,000 a month, and they're giving me 12. And I think it's to do maybe with the Sasquatch topic. It's not, it does 8, and there's no reason for that. So it's been ridiculous. But I'll get back. I'll keep doing YouTube videos. Ziva Zone here says why I haven't posted any Bigfoot footage. I don't have any new Bigfoot footage. I don't know if you can understand how ridiculously hard and impossible it is to get Bigfoot footage. It's difficult, and the reason I haven't been getting footage, well, I'm just doing things differently right now. I'm not going hardcore backcountry and killing myself, but I will be this year, as long as I get certain funding in place. You know, so if you want to come on an expedition with me, go to discoveringbigfoot.org and apply for the expeditions page. I've got a couple spots left and the expeditions are just going to be awesome this year, because you know, I've been doing them now this is my 3rd season, and like I was saying, we've been having incredible success, and I'm just I don't know, I'm just with the way, I mean, I get people within 50 yards of Sasquatch. I had one network come out, and they had their guy, he got him within 50 yards of a Sasquatch, and it was such up in the morning. And I just bought electric bikes that were straight out of the boxes for these expeditions. So the boxes were huge, right? So he took a long length of the box and was using it to fan the fire. And so when he got up to get the fire going, you'd hear big he had a big huge piece of cardboard. And a couple days later, he did that every day. And a few days later, he was out. He's a religious guy, and he was praying and doing some ceremonies and stuff, which I thought was amazing. I really encourage that, people with their connectivity to the universe, however that. And Sasquatch came up to him, boom, and that was his communication. And what I feel that meant was, he was saying, he called that guy, and it was like, meet, boom. The boom was the Sasquatch, and you know, we had that encounter where the Sasquatch stood off with us for about 10 minutes, and then backed away. Even intelligently backed away, moved. They're so brilliant. They're so strategic. They're so amazing. So he moved off. We found the track, the foot stomp on the ground, and more significant evidence, and multiple people eyewitnessed that. But the point of that is, like, what an incredible encounter. And that's the best thing that happened on that expedition. Sasquatch was in 50 yards. When we got to the spot where the Sasquatch was standing, you could see how he had a perfect view of this man, and the man didn't have a good view of him, where there were trees that were spread, so the Sasquatch could have one eye on him and see him perfectly, but the man would never be able to see him properly. And but the network was very unhappy with that. Like, that's the best we got. I'm like, dude, what did you want? They're like, we won't do footage. We won't do footage. You have no idea how hard that is. You have no idea. So it's immensely difficult. It's extremely the work it takes to get footage. So hey, upstate New York. So anyways, any input on the species on seeing better in visual spectrums than humans? Oh yeah, they see way better than people. Parkway Hipway, like the running and the movement they do at night and the distance they see things. I don't know. It's just based on deduction from what I've seen in real life. They're incredible what they can see. Yeah, they're just totally amazing. Did anybody interview the boy who was lost in NC? I know a long time ago. We should get that story right. The big bear took care of the boy. I don't know anything about it. Actually, I did hear about it, but I don't know anything about another interview. Hey, Todd, what do you think of Robert Kreider? Where is he gone? Well, with people like Robert Kreider, I talked about Mark Para, a few other individuals I see. I don't know them and I haven't met them and I can't vouch for them. But I'm seeing I see things that are impressive to me. As I was saying, these individuals that I hear lots about them, like Mark Para, Robert Kreider, these guys are really out there. There's lots of other individuals I talk to and cooperate with that are just really impressive to me. And I just hear little bits of truth in what they say. And even I learn stuff from them. I hear them say things and I'm like, wow, that sounds cool, or that's a good idea, or, and important things that are just, I can't put my finger on what one of them would be, but anyways, it's easy to recognize truth there, and I'm very attracted to that. Whereas it's also easy to recognize hatred, negativity, and people that are not positive about things, right? And I really gravitate away from that. People who have their opinions and they're hard about things, and like I had Cliff Backram from Finding Bigfoot laugh at me because I go out in ghillie suits. He goes out in ghillie suits in the backcountry, and he mocked me for that. And I'm, okay, that's, yeah, I mean, it's not cool. Don't mock that, and of course the snipers in the military that I work with were really pissed off about that comment. But I don't know, just little things like that. If asked why won't dogs track Sasquatch, I don't know that they wouldn't, but you couldn't. How do you follow a Sasquatch? You're not talking about a fox where you can get it down in a hole or something. A Sasquatch will go anywhere. They'll go through any terrain. They'll rock climb. They're fast. And they're so intelligent. Like, dogs are just never going to make it happen. I'm not even going to apologize for that. I mean, what are dogs going to do when they go through? A Sasquatch will just find a way to get through thorn bushes, and the dogs will be torn apart, right? They'll go to cliffs, climb that shit, and even if they'll go where you just can't go. They're just so smart. They know their terrain. It's a joke. And then imagine this even too, with the troop. And at one point, if they get pissed off, you're going to send in 50 of the baddest ass dogs in the world, which is not real. But let's say you got 20 incredible, amazing hunting, and they go in there with 8 Sasquatch, and you're going to hear 20 yelps in about 6 seconds, and you'll have 20 dead dogs. These guys take on black bears and grizzly bears like nothing. Forget about a couple of little dogs. You're dealing with immensely fast, organized, intelligent primates that are going to do not go to war with this species. Because you think, well, dogs, yeah, wolf pack will take on bears. But you don't take on a pack of bears. You know what I mean? Bears don't do that. Bears don't move together. Mountain lions don't do that. Foxes are loners, So the most powerful species, the most powerful known apex species are wolves. They dominate everything. And one wolf cannot take on one bear, or it's not likely to happen. And same thing, one wolf versus one mountain lion. But I'll tell you, a pack comes, and that bear it doesn't matter how big or tough that bear is, when the pack comes, that bear will get his ass out of there, because that's the power of cooperation. And we're dealing with an intelligent being that's very powerful and cooperates. Forget about it. And they move, and they're deductive and intelligent. They know that the dogs are following their scent. They're just going to smoke them, man. They're going to smoke them. Like a dog pack. Sasquatch are my teachers. Sasquatch different ways to get away from a dog pack. So, because I'm a tracker, a real tracker. And when you know your stuff and you know your terrain, it's not going to happen, man. Just not going to happen. So, not even sorry. What do you think about all this talk shows on YouTube, crazy BS stories? I don't know. Show Me Sasquatch said that. Yeah, there's lots of talk going on. I don't know. Good evening, Todd. I want to ask, when you're filming footage of Sasquatch taking the apples, what are your feelings during and after? Thank you for your time. It was only one time. I've actually never been filming them precisely while they were taking the apples. That happened one time in my documentary. When I saw the footage after, I was pretty stunned. But so, anyways, when they take apples, I'm super happy. I'm super impressed. But I've never, remember Galaxy. It's Galaxy Starge. I've never actually been like filming while they were getting apples. That didn't happen. It just, they were dominating me and owning me, and my cameras were in the right place at the right time, which is a freaking miracle. A miracle that happened. Big crazy, you know what's going on. Smart, good to hear from you. Todd, how can I call you if you have a sighting or something? What's our email address for that? I've forgotten it now. It'll be down here in a minute. Amanda will put it down. It's bigfootencounter@gmail.com if you have an encounter. Or you can go to the forum. That's the best place because Amanda can help you out if you go to the forum and you have stuff to talk about. And when you're talking to Amanda, that stuff will get to me. If it's good stuff, a lot of people, have really blurry videos. And Amanda, you'll get to Todd Stanley, no problem. There she is. Stephisaurus. There it is. Bigfootencounter@gmail.com. She already did it, and I didn't even know it. You get to Amanda, you go to the forum, you talk to Amanda. Amanda does that forum, man. You post on there, she's gonna know about it. And if you get through to her, Amanda has direct access to me at all times. She knows there's nobody that knows what's going on in my life better than, and I tell them everything about all the stuff that's going on in my life. So they're really aware. What do you think people seeing the dog man? I always get a dog man question, and I have no idea. I don't know anything about dog men. So greetings from Amsterdam, Polly. Hey, Amsterdam, how's it going, man? Nice to hear from you. That European connection. Woohoo, Todd time. I don't watch Finding Bigfoot anymore. Thank you, guys. Is Finding Bigfoot still on? No, the show is not on anymore. It wasn't canceled. They did their run though. They did like 7 years of it. So Survivor Man goes, what are you gonna do that Finding Bigfoot hasn't done? And Les looks at me and looks at them and goes, find Bigfoot for real. So anyways, I don't want to be bashing stuff. They had a great run and good abundance and stuff, and they did what they did and whatever. I would never do. I've had many opportunities to do that, to do a show like that, if not that show. I think those producers were trying to contact me in the beginning to make a show, and I just can't. You can't be legit and go from spot to spot to spot like that. To really have good success with Bigfoot, you got to spend years in a spot and really dedicate yourself and work hard. Going from one place to another is just not going to happen. And any primatologist will mock at you at night, etc. Probably crap my pants, but so worth the dirty underwear. And you know what, Chuck? There's a couple people that when I take on an expedition, they're colleagues of mine now. Yeah, and they get terrified and it's scary, but they're there, So that's so brave for me. I don't know. They put up with it and they deal with it. So. Yeah. Hey, Todd, what are your thoughts on running through your head when you saw the first Sasquatch ever? The first time I ever saw a Sasquatch, I've seen it so many times now because now that I take people on an expedition and they eyewitness a Sasquatch, I see what I went through, the punch in the face, the reality, the crumbling of a paradigm, a wall dropping, and it just changes you. And it's not something that can happen like that. Like I've shown a man a Sasquatch. I go, there it is. There's a Sasquatch. Time for that to settle in your brain and really comprehend it. And I get it. So Bobby Big says, I have Bigfoot footage. We'll go to bigfootencounter@gmail.com. Amanda put it up. And yeah, so that's how I feel about that. They can see trail cams. Well, you know what, Jeff? You know what the funniest thing is? If you're really in Sasquatch habitat and you're really getting Sasquatch stuff going on, the funniest thing is they're probably watching you put up the trail cams. Think about that. So they're just not, I think they follow me around everywhere, watch me most of the time. And if you're a real hot spot where you're getting real good Sasquatch stuff, they're probably watching you put up the cams. Think about that. So, hey, David, new to the channel, but my question is, why not more videos, pictures up close, hair samples, still good stuff? And you know what, Dave? I want that stuff. It's just, like I was saying a few minutes ago, videos are freaking hard. Getting hair samples is freaking hard. And when I got the damn things, nobody even cared about it. I don't know what I'm going to get. More people don't give a crap. I have a video here where I talk about, it's on my YouTube channel where I talk about the DNA evidence and stuff. And, barely bumps. Nobody seems to really give a crap. So, but I'm going to keep doing it for my own purposes. I'd like to get multiple hair samples and start identifying brothers, sisters, uncles, father, mother. If I could start doing that, to me, that's highly research costs money. Right? Who's doing research? And the answer is Discovering Bigfoot Part 2. I don't even know if I've said that yet, but you guys can hear it here first. And so I want Part 2 can happen. And more. There's lots of stuff. California Bigfoot's going to be a documentary. And I have major, huge celebrities that want to come out and do stuff with me, and I'm working on a deal with the Iceman, for God's sake. Besides Survivor Man, besides Jeff Melgin, besides Ian Redmond, besides all these other people like Sasquatch in 2014 to a possible attack in Radium Springs. Um, if you're talking about me, like what happened with me, there was never any attack. I wouldn't be here if there was an attack. So yeah, yeah, there was never an attack. I would never call that. I've had altercations. You might be talking about the time they came out and smacked me around a little bit. I think what provoked that was they were just trying to initiate me into the group a little bit. So, but there was never any blatant attack of damage and harming me. Um, so maybe a group initiation and yeah, there's always everything that's gone on with me between me and the Sasquatch. I've always discovered later on the reason behind it, and it was always amazing and wonderful, and I have so much respect for them because the communication back and forth. It's so hard. It's hard to figure out what they want to do, and it's hard to figure out. I don't know, just because we're so different. They think so differently. They're so pure minded. Is what I've learned. Not easy. It's not easy to understand what stands out in their minds. Like as an example, that man who was fanning the fire every day. Fire was really loud. I remember sleeping in the tent, hearing it going, man, is that like a bald eagle flying by right over the tent or something? But it wasn't. It was him fanning the fire. And the Sasquatch loved that sound. They were like, is it Sasquatch anyone or Jeff friend? I don't know what that means. The night you were surrounded, had a flare, was freaking scary. No kidding, Wake Up Jeff. The person's name's Wake Up Jeff. And it was crazy because I hated that footage. I hated it. I was never going to let that get out. And then I don't know. I put it out, just a piece of it for some reason. Then Les saw it. He's like, "You got to put. I got." It's very. It hurts my heart to hear this. Yeah, yeah. It was an awful night. It's real, right? So I remember what was happening. I remember what. I start seeing those images. Man, it's scary. So what was at night? I was so done. Emotions can't even forget about emotions. I was. I'd not been sleeping for days. I'd not been eating properly. I just wanted to be left alone. I didn't want anything more to do with Sasquatch. I had my footage. I was half dead. I lost so or something. I'd hurt my knee really badly. I was weak and exhausted. Come on now. What are we doing here? Are you coming back or what's the dealio? It's totally frozen for me. I don't know what's going on right now. What do I do here? Oh my goodness, this is just the crap show here. Okay, I hope I don't lose the stream. Okay, I'm back. Okay, sorry. I wish platform. I know other people don't have so much trouble, but I sure do, and I don't know what the heck's going on. So, why were your emotions? Anyways, we're talking about the emotions of that night. Yeah, I was so not interested in Sasquatch. I just wanted to go home. I was done. I was done. Like I was done. I wanted to go home. Exhausted, tired, and desperation. I'd like to chat with you. That's awesome. Well, make a donation and or come on an expedition. But even the $20 a month gets you a conversation with me at discoverybigfoot.org. I gotta get back to that. I was doing so good with that, and then I had to pull away because my life just went absolutely nuts into turmoil, and yeah, just crazy, insane personal stuff. That's really stuff has been damaged really badly for me for about it's going to be about 10 months of hell. So right now my focus is mostly just making sure that the Discovering Bigfoot Research Center is doing really well. And when you deal with money people and waiting for people to do what they said they were going to promise, you just got to be patient and wait. You can't. But there's going to be lots of exposure this year. But I have 2 family members that have. I live on the front side of Bob Marshall Wilderness. I've heard howls and whoops. Jeff Parker, there's Sasquatch in Montana. I don't know how to tell you this, but like Montana's in my blood. I've been there. I've seen Sasquatch there. There's stuff I can't tell you about Montana that's like Montana has Sasquatch. Don't not maybe. I've seen Sasquatch in Montana. Montana is a hot spot for Sasquatch, and the terrain was so easy for me because I was born and raised in Alberta and in British Columbia. And when you go south, Montana's right there, and it's just the same. You know, it's so similar. So yeah, I love Montana. Beautiful place. Have you ever seen one eating? I wonder what the main vegetation they eat. Actually, no. I did see one eating once. I saw a female long time ago eating berries. So, and that's the day that I got stabbed in the leg by a log that had fallen over and chased, picking berries. That's why I was there, is I knew the Sasquatch would come to that spot. So I snuck in there using 50 different amazing techniques I've been taught, dozens of different techniques I've been taught. And then, yeah, I saw a Sasquatch eating berries once. She seemed very calm. And that was the wild bunch. So then he seized. Yeah, sorry, Chuck. I'm kind of sick still. So I got an expedition. People keep asking me about 411. Yeah, there's one story in 411 that I know about, and it's real. So, and it seems like very good, interesting stuff, but I don't deal with that stuff because I'm not focusing on, if I study bears, I'm not going to focus on how bears kill people and bear attacks. I'm going to study everything else about bears. Not really, or if I do, that'll be a small facet of what I do. The majority, I don't want to be terrified of Sasquatch. So the 411 is a lot of the killing and the kidnapping and stuff that very likely probably goes on, but I'm not interested in that stuff. If I go near a Sasquatch troop and they're dangerous and they're hostile towards me and it doesn't stop, I don't study that group. So, because I'll tell you many times, most of the time I go into an area and the Sasquatch are very disagreeable to me, very angry and violent and hostile, and it never goes away, I leave. Bye-bye. I don't dangerous, hostile, angry Sasquatch. So can you stream your documentary on your website? Well, Spencer Kelly, dude, it's on Netflix, you know, and YouTube, and not like you have to buy it on YouTube. It's distributed. It's properly distributed. You shouldn't have any trouble finding that. So pick a spot and stay. You have to build a relationship. SoCal Forest Ninjas, you're correct. It's absolutely true. And so much can change. It's so frustrating too. It's not just a simple thing of pick a spot and stay and build a relationship. If you pick a spot, let's say you could do it in 6 years with a Sasquatch, but what if you started out studying a male or a couple males that were, let's say, 12 and 13 years old? They're 18 and 19 and they ditch, right? They leave. And those were the... yeah, we're not doing fart questions. Facebook chip sheet. Thank you, Amanda. What's the funniest thing? Just one time ever, I heard them do like what was a laugh, was a day when I got them to walk in a spot, leave these incredible tracks. And I went up there and saw the tracks and I was all excited. So then I went back down the mountain to go get cat material. And when I came up, the tracks were completely hidden and covered perfectly, like architecturally. It was almost impossible to see. I was like, so imagine I found this track. I was like, yeah, on my hips. I was like, yeah, I got the best tracks, everything. Two individuals, like dermal ridges, everything, the sickest tracks. I had a certain way and I wanted to walk there, and they did. So they walked, and I had like 3 footprints for these. Just imagine me standing there going, looking at my camera, going, the tracks were here and they're gone. The tracks were here. So they completely covered up their tracks. But then I heard a hi. Even it was in response. I was like, you sons of bitches. And I was kind of pissed off. I really was. I wasn't smiling at all or laughing. And then, you know, I heard, hi. To me, it sounded like, ha ha. Them so many times, why don't you put a camera on your head? Because the camera won't be in focus, because the camera can't be recording at all times. If you leave the camera in front of me, you don't see them like that, dude. You see them 80, 100 yards away. There's a shadow. And if your head's not pointing, there's a billion. If you don't understand the billion, Survivor Man was out there. Put cameras on your head, man. Leave them recording all day, every day. Put them on your head. You'd be walking around like a dumbass with cameras all the time. And I've actually done that. And still, the time that I had a hero cam on my chest and I hit record, the footage was worthless. It was complete garbage, and the Sasquatch was like 50 yards away, and I saw it clearly. Go film a person at 50 yards and see how that works out for you. It looks like crap. Nobody's going to believe that. My footage that you're looking at that I put out there is zoomed into perfection, focused to perfection. The everything is dialed in and absolutely perfect. I have 8 Sasquatch videos. I have at least 30 that are just crappy videos that if you put a camera on your head, it'd be another crappy video and it's worthless. So to really get footage, you can't just put a camera on your head. It's just not going to work. And I walk around, to be honest, I walk around now with a cord. So if the Sasquatch does come around, I get that. But, again, man, hey, I saw the Sasquatch, you hear a sound, you look left, and there it moves off in the shadows. You just saw it for 3 seconds. You're being patient for that commercial break. What's going on here? All this stuff. So many people, so many questions. Hey, Isaiah, thank you very much for the donation too. So portals, Mike H asked about portals. No portals. I don't do portals. I'm not taking this subject that's already paranormal enough that upsets me. It's too. It shouldn't be paranormal. I'm not making it more paranormal. Interdimensional travelers, portals. No, I'm not gonna do that. It's nothing so freaking crazy paranormal about this research. So moving here because my phone needs to be plugged in. So, anyways, let's not make this topic more paranormal, please. Oh, come on. Now what the hell? I don't know if you can hear me right now. I guess we're having lots of trouble with the. What do you want me to do here? Come on. So the question: have you learned or think you understand a Bigfoot language? So, if I can get this back. Let's see, we're gonna get it back here. Wow, I'm having more trouble today than normal. Okay, so we're back. So I think the question was, the last question, there we go. Okay, so do I think Sasquatch has a language? And what do I know about it? And again, so the native people have told me if I ever wanted to communicate with the Sasquatch, that they would interpret for me in Cree, Old Cree, that the Sasquatch is speak. Anything beyond that, I have absolutely no knowledge of a Sasquatch language. I would actually think, I'm heavily leaning towards that they just communicate with each other telepathically. So, and I have a lot of, even through infrasound, they can probably communicate at the very least, because infrasound is, I don't know, there's something going on where they're communicating over great distances, and I don't know why over distances. And so I just think they have that ability. And in today's day and age, we're in acceptance that there is a level of telepathy. Psychic ability is absolutely real. I just think they have a very heightened sense of that. So that's the language. I think that's my theory. The language they communicate in is just through telepathy and thoughts and images and stuff. Please be patient. I'm really grateful for this. I'm so sorry about the breakups and stuff. Please, it just is what it is. It's I don't know what's wrong. I'm very grateful for this. Very grateful for this platform. I really am. I think it's amazing that I can talk and chat like this. So just be patient, guys. So there's the language question. Joe White's asking about. I do have PayPal. PayPal on my website, Joe White. This is really sucking today. This is really crap, extraordinarily bad today. I was reading a really cool question there. Thank you for your bravery sharing. That's cool. Here's Parkway Hippie asking me if I've ever considered doing something about the Appalachian Trail. And no, I got to stay where I am. Yeah, enormous stuff going on. Sure, I go and help and stuff, but Joe White asked, the documentary is just make a donation and I'll give you the documentary. So Joe White, go to discoveringbigfoot.org, and I give the documentary to everybody that does that a download for that. I'm probably not supposed to say that, but I don't know, if you're helping out with me specifically, and they make lots of money with the documentary, it's okay. Getting cut off here. Yeah, their communication methods, even so Dominic's asking more about the communication methods. It's mind speak, and you could try it with your dogs. Apparently, you can animal communicators, and apparently we can all do this. I'm being tutored by a lady, so yeah. So it's a really cool thing, and apparently anybody can do it. Third Eye Spy talks about it. That show, I think it's a really cool documentary. PhDs and amazing stuff is going on. So yeah, I recommend the Third Eye Spy guy. There's a guy who did the documentary. He's kind of a weird genius. I really like him. And animal communication is the next level of that. I did a video about that. So Stephanie's asking, Michigan has lots of sightings. Where are they the most? I have no idea. I don't think sign language, Cody. I don't think they would do any kind of sign language. Jeff Parker says Washington and Oregon. I love those spots. I love Washington. Yeah, and Oregon's amazing too. How to Flash, thank you for bravery. Thank you for sharing this with the world. It'd be amazing to experience them. Wouldn't that be? It's so amazing to see them in real life. It's so incredible. It's such a wonderful experience. Hi Todd, what's your scariest night alone out there? I don't know. It's not. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Lots of scary things. There's not really one thing. There's a ton. Like, for like 2 hours, man, I felt panicky that day. Felt anxiety. I don't normally feel that stuff, but we'd gone this crazy, insane hike way too far. We were out way too. We were getting really good success, and I came back and I didn't have a compass or anything. I never traveled with one. There was no river around. It was about 2 hours where I was losing confidence, realizing the hills were too round for me to go to the top and see an overview, and thinking, man, we're in the wrong direction. We're in trouble. But it was, it was good to have that experience because I'd never been lost before ever, and to lose confidence in yourself, just losing confidence and just losing faith for a couple hours, thinking I might, because you're out in the hell of middle of nowhere. Yeah, it's scary. Getting lost in panic and all the crap. I think isn't that crazy? Because being lost is something that happens slowly, and the anxiety builds and the fear. And when I have a grizzly bear charge me or black bear or some acute experience, it's on, it's quick, it's over. It's usually that way with the Sasquatch. And I'm usually with the Sasquatch, as scary as it is, there's a purpose and there's a just move forward. You got to keep moving forward. When you're lost, you look like a retard. You look like a dumbass. You went and got lost because you didn't bring a stupid compass. Because I had too much. I was overconfident. And I was a dumbass. It was terrifying. I don't know if have you ever been lost, people? Like really, like you're gonna like. I was lost where we went so far. And if I had made a mistake, which I didn't, but if I had made a mistake, which I was doubting or thinking that I had for a while, I was doubting myself. I'll tell you, man, we were dead meat. We were gonna die. We were probably not gonna survive, and there would have been search and rescue, and they probably never would have found us. And so, and you die slowly, right? Maybe lost. I can see how terrifying it would be. And I'm super grateful for the experience. As crazy as that sounds, I'm really grateful because now I ain't playing no more. I bring compass. And the other thing too was cloudy, and I couldn't see the sun. And you're past the day thinking that night, but the next day I'm going to see the sun, or the next 3 days I'll get the sun. I'll get my gauge. So I was going to die, but I don't know. It's funny. It's just funny. So I was thinking it was my phone. Thanks, Prime Video. What are we talking about here? Don't skip, please. The tire ads for Todd. YouTube has issues with the truth and are told to be unfair to those who are trying to get the truth out. Thank you, Todd, for your work. Well, thank you, Mary. Like, at least one clan has a verbal language. The Ron Moorhead thing's been, it's out there. I get it. And I'll comment on it. I think it's totally real. I've heard similar sounds to that, and there's a name for his footage. The Sierra sounds, I think. Don't go. First time I heard that, I knew my heart was could be wrong, but I'm just something in my heart. That's what I really like to go with, is my heart. I roll with that, and I make mistakes. Everybody does. Sometimes belief in people, and you don't see the forest through the trees. But I'll go to my grave going with my heart, and that's just what I try to do. So to the house. Oh no, dude, I'm right beside I can touch the modem. So yeah, I really want this to work. So that's why I'm in a weird spot. Lost connection as soon as I mentioned rape. Sorry, Joe White. Thank you very much for your donation. I really appreciate it. And yeah, go to the website, discoveringbigfoot.org. You can just go straight through there through PayPal, or I am on Patreon. I've got some following there. So would you or have you tranquilized a Sasquatch before? Oh, John. Oh my God. There's a video on my website called Tie. So sometimes refreshing your browser. Thank you for Amanda. They're not here in Michigan. They all moved to Canada. The roads are too bad here. Cloud Feather, Big Thunder, they're in Michigan State. Don't kid yourself. But that's funny. If you found a Bigfoot in Hawaii, then UFO, bring it. Well, it's funny, Mary. Marine Snake said that. I got offered some money to go to Hawaii and look for Bigfoot. Just like I talked to some indigenous people, the Hawaiians, they have no knowledge, no record of it, and I didn't want to take the guy's money. I was like, dude, there's no Bigfoot in Hawaii. If the local native people say no, I'm just wasting time. I don't know, and I'm gonna just waste money. And I made a donation to make another. When can I go to the web? An email. I'll see if I can make some time to chat one-on-one. You can get transponders of Sasquatch without darting them. There's more natural ways to get. Yeah, and I don't know about that, Justin. If you have information about that, I've talked to people about transponders and stuff. It's not like you think it is. And those ones that you go into your belly and stuff, man, those things are. The technology is not here. It's coming, but as far as I've seen, and I've worked with some, with all the aggressive talk about Sasquatch, if I was to see a Sasquatch at my cabin in Princeton, like I mentioned to you before, to see me, I don't understand that. I mean, if you see a Sasquatch, it's good. Don't be afraid of them. If they're coming around you, if the Sasquatch let you know they're there, that's pretty impressive. They're letting you know they're there, and this is all good. So you'll know it if that's what they're trying to project to you, right? So it's called remote viewing. Quiet your mind. There you go, Michael. And that stuff is, it seems very legit to me. So yeah, remote viewing, and if human beings can do it, maybe Sasquatch can do it better, right? Maybe they always have been. So they need more gift from you, and not give them more gifts. Does Todd know if they bury their dead? My theory. So Amanda's answering. He doesn't know anything about that. But then there's the that theory comes from something I was working on some people in Oregon, and there was some evidence to show that the Sasquatch were protecting a particular area, and there were legends of a body hadn't been there, like a skull, and nobody could get into that area because the Sasquatch would get aggressive with them. And of course, there's Langchun, China, where I believe that was a burial site for a Sasquatch. Look it up, Langchun, China, Gigantopithecus. I've talked to the professors that were out there. Forget about the story you read online. I talked to the PhDs that were out there and involved in that. And so I think that the Langchun, China giganto teeth that were discovered were the very first Bigfoot or Gigantopithecus, which I believe is a descendant of Bigfoot. I think that's the first ever Sasquatch, Bigfoot, giganto burial site ever. So, and these are just my theories, though. And you're right. Ultimately, it's not something I could say for sure. Okay, chicken. Hi. If a human made a structure in the area, that's my little niece. She's a little upset right now. Got some family visiting me. I'll just do a couple more questions here, guys. I'm really enjoying this. And no, Brian, I was just saying that they allegedly could speak with the natives. They allegedly could speak Cree. And when my teacher told me something, my Cree teacher, I really believed him. He was never lied to me, never deceived me, never exaggerated a point. When he said something, it was absolute truth. And he told me that if it ever came to that, he would translate for me in Old Cree. It never came to that, though. I never had that amazing opportunity to have a sit-down communication. Sorry, my throat's killing me. Okay, these are true, and there's Bigfoot. Isn't that crazy? If just one is true, then they're real. Think about that. Out of all the people, out of all the sightings, if just one of us is telling the truth, they're real. Interesting perspective, isn't it? A lot of. If they're not real, then there's a lot of people out there that are really. Anyways, they're real. I'm not going to make any bones about it. Have you ever seen the dog trainer on YouTube? If he does, I wish he would do something. Not less talking, more doing. If you have Bigfoot body parts and Bigfoot stuff going on, why don't you put it out into the world? Let's make this discovery happen. That almost kind of bothers me, that, hey, I got the parts and stuff. I could make this discovery happen, but I won't. But shut up and put it out there. Yeah, actually, and that does piss me off. If you have stuff, if you have evidence, for God's sake, get it out there. Like, let's get this done, because I really am. Anyways, I was Survivor Man. Was disappointed that you weren't in more of the episodes. Damn. Well, Joe White, I was in 4. I'm really happy with that. The network has things that less have to do, and he had to do other things and move around more. But I got 4 episodes of Survivor Man. Nobody did that. Nobody got 2 episodes with him, and I got 4. So, and the first 2 were amazing. I'm just happy with all that stuff. If I only ever just did that, got to work with Survivor Man and had those shows. I'm just so proud to have been mentored and work with such an incredible guy. I just have so much respect for him and what he's accomplished and what he's done, survival TV, and how he, is that weren't legit and I didn't work with because they were full of crap. Survivor Man showed up and he got her done. And he got out there, and that's who we are. That's one thing that no one ever can take that away from me or Survivor Man. Is we went out there blah, 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 talking. We went backcountry and we fought for it. And we bled and we suffered and we made it through and we came back and we survived. And that's why so few people are really doing boots on the ground. Or that's the way I know, anyways. Maybe it doesn't take that. Maybe Sasquatch come right up to his backyard and make discoveries 10 times better than me. But that's all I know. And so that's what I do. I wish I lived near the mountains there. And it doesn't. I don't know if you have to live by the mountains. There's no mountains in Florida, and they have the skunk ape down there, right? So there's no mountains in Ohio, and they have the Ohio Sasquatch. So yeah, if you'd like to make a donation, there you go, Patreon. Yeah, I agree, Justin. Totally agree. How do they fish? I don't know. Actually, I saw a spear. I guess I do kind of know, don't I? Saw it that was like in the middle of a river. Looked like the Sasquatch had been standing on it. By deduction. And then I found a stick that was sharpened and looked like the perfect stick to use for spearing salmon. And then when I was giving them apples, they were putting salmon on a structure, and those salmon had little spear holes in them that looked like the stick that I found in the spot. So I think they speared them. In Survivorman, you said you thought the government had pushed out the Bigfoot, but I saw something tonight on a video that you said that the new male may take over. Do you think? That's a lot of stuff. I don't know if the government pushed him out. I don't know what happened. Right? I don't know. That's just me speculating all these conspiracy things all the time, and I can't stand that stuff, and I don't really want to talk about it. Les does what he does, and he pushed me into a discomfort. I'm always happy when people, if you're going to stay in your comfort, you're not going to change, you're not going to make great things happen. So Les did that to me a lot. He pushed me out of my comfort zone, and I'm very grateful for that. That's what a good mentor is. And so I talked about it, and I theorized, but I don't have any evidence and proof of it, and it's just, paranormal BS. I don't know. Were they a group of mercenaries hired by, the forestry industry or the mining industry or the gas, or maybe a cooperation of I don't know. I have no idea. I'll tell you the facts. So watch that episode of Survivor Man. I will tell you what I know. I'll tell you the boots I saw, the tracks, how they moved, and the helicopter I heard come in after the shooting. So I don't know. I don't know who put them out there. I don't know if it was a group of guys from Texas that were putting Bigfoot heads on their mantle. I don't know. So, but anyways, it is what it is. Like Les says, you follow the money maybe. I don't know. I just don't know. So the facts is what I said was true. What I witnessed, what I heard was true. Beyond that, you have to draw your own conclusions. It's all just theory and speculation after that, and I have no evidence. Todd had evidence he can't share with us because government controls everything. I have evidence I can't share. I guess, so I was talking about that, the gentleman just talked about, said, I have evidence I don't share. I don't feel like I try to share as much as I can, and I do share most of stuff, but he's right. There are things I don't talk about because I don't want them hunted. Things that I've done that have given me that I don't talk about publicly, but I have been talking about them with my colleagues and friends. So these boy, they have become now my best friends are guys that have come on Bigfoot expeditions with me. Is that crazy? I'm not even kidding. So of maybe my top 10 friends in my circle, 6 of them are Sasquatch expeditioners that have come out with me. That says a lot for what you go through on expeditions, how you bleed, and when you suffer together, when you see how hard this really is, there's like a camaraderie that happens and a respect, and it's magnificent. And yeah, I love my expeditioners. I'm so, man, when I talk to these guys, it's exciting. They're like friends, and I get 90% of people come back, or are coming back, and that's amazing. So I'm so pleased with that. I feel it's such a good thing, taking people out, showing them love and passion, feeling their love and passion, and yeah, it's amazing. They followed the Indians 13,000 years ago when the ice bridge was still here. Sure, that's a good theory, Michael. They came across the Barren Land Straits, right? So Andrew says, thanks, Cephisaurus. Maybe Todd would know best. Are you training your apprentice successful? Oh man, it's Ultimate RC. Oh my God. I would love to have a successor or somebody, but it's not an easy thing to get going on. Man, it's so hard to get a successor or an apprentice and that sort of thing. I've tried to do that many times, but really in the end, it's always about money. You know, how much time, how much money do you got? And it sucks. It's really hard. So I have new colleagues that I'm working with, and I am trying to train people, and there will be successors and people that come up underneath me, and I hope it's not my son. So my son goes off and does other wonderful things, but yeah, I don't want. I'd like my son to be able to read about this stuff in the next decade. I think we'll get this discovery done and wrapped up in the next decade, almost for sure. I'm very confident, and then my son can read about it in books and stuff like that, and yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, there's Amanda talking. Another wonderful Wednesday evening. I love listening to your show each week, Todd. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much, Tamara. I'm glad you enjoy. I love this. You guys are always like, you always have such cool questions. So, part Jedi, maybe you're not being angry here. Sometimes people get hateful. I just get funny about it. I don't take that stuff too seriously. His feed is frozen now. No, Rod, it's my internet, I think. I I live out in the country. What did you expect? I'm not a city boy. But even city, I was in like huge cities, and I'm still getting problems with this stuff. So yeah, just again, if there's a breakup, I'm really sorry. Let's do this, guys. I want to talk to you guys. Um, you guys are awesome. Sammy Chicken, whilst the breeze is on, I've just had time to trim left wings. She kept escaping. I don't know what any of that means. Cephisaurus, did they find out if it was squirrels throwing acorns? Squirrels throwing. I guess they could. They drop the acorns, but I don't know about when you when you have something thrown at you, like it's got a trajectory that's not just due to gravity, it's actually being projected. Let me do that. And you know what? There's no human. I mean, unless there's somebody up there with a catapult. The stuff I've seen chucked, like the rocks and the acorns, if you want to call it that, the pine cones that they chuck. Like I've heard rocks going through the air, and they're making a weird sound, like because they're going so fast that they make this weird twisted sound. And I've seen a rock, the bark, but I've never seen anything hit a tree at that kind of velocity that made a puff of dust come off the bark of the freaking tree. Like these things, there's not some dude up there with a catapult throwing. This is Sasquatch. I know to have stuff thrown at me. It's getting pretty rare. There's one spot where, here we go. So I'm just reading stuff here. Does Bigfoot celebrate birthdays, weddings, and anniversaries? No, I don't know. I don't know. Part Jedi, you show me another bipedal ape. Part orangutans are not bipedal. The only bipedal primates that exists are, sorry guys, it's human beings. That's it. Everything else is knuckle walkers, totally, and I mean serious knuckle walkers. So bipeds, they are not. So go look in the books, go figure it out. Especially when you're truly bipedal, when an emergency situation happens or when you're at your best, is when you're going to be on 2 feet. And I'll tell you, gorillas and orangutans and chimpanzees might move around bipedally once in a while, but when you watch them run, when you want to see them move, they're quadrupeds, man. They're knuckle walkers. So yeah, that's the way it is. Just because they can walk on 2 feet. Yeah, Rod, you're welcome. I'm happy to be live. So Todd, you should do an expedition to Florida. Yeah, no, dude, I'm sorry. I'm so focused on that's just gonna thin me out. I'm just not gonna get it done. Maybe if a network made me, then I'd go try stuff and I would do things differently than other TV shows. And I'd always stand on the shoulders of great men and women that are getting good success, right? So, oh, Joe White's from London. Oh my God, this is a weekly Wednesday thing, and I'm doing pretty good with the Wednesday shows. So, I'm really enjoying these. Any Sasquatch in Tennessee? I don't know for sure, but I think so. Hey Todd, how's it going? Thanks, Rod. Bobcat's getting bigger at my house. Baby deer, that's cool. Love bobcats. It's pretty cool animals. Todd, knowing what you know, we all hope that Bigfoot does not commercial and ruin it. Keep the Sasquatch going. We're all amazed. Thanks, John. Is it true about the rocks that they can throw them? Oh my God, no! Like it's crazy. The stuff I've seen with rocks thrown, man. Oof, it's like, it's so impressive. It's It's just so impressive. Like it's just hundreds of yards with accuracy. Like I'm telling you, I've been walking along the Sasquatch top rock at me. It missed my head by 6 inches, and I'm walking. Okay, it misses. I hear it go whoosh, right by my head, hit the tree. That's like the third time he's just missed me, but he's throwing it from 200 yards with that kind of accuracy. That's crazy. It's actually it doesn't make any sense. The numbers aren't adding up. There's an accuracy doesn't exist because I have guns, I have handguns and stuff like that, and in those old west movies where they're taking their gun and they're shooting, you can't do that. I'm sorry, but a little wind blows or those bullets from a handgun that's from an 8-inch barrel, they're not accurate at 200 yards. You could have them in a vise and dial them in with a machine, and the machine will have a 6-inch spread over 100 yards. And we're not machines. You can't just pull a gun and fire it like that. It's crap. It doesn't exist. It's fiction, right? But and that's the way it seems when they throw rocks. I don't understand how they can do that with rocks, and yet they do. And yet over and over, I see it happen. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's just it's so impressive. So maybe the answer is they're closer. There's Amanda talking because she's awesome again. Good night, Joe White. Eddie Hansen says, I heard of a sighting in Minneapolis. Do you think they would come so close because the Mississippi and the mountain rivers meet? Do you think they would come so close? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Todd, don't get me wrong, much love to you, but there has to be an edge of skepticism. Sure, I like skepticism. After all, they are real. There has to be a logical explanation for what and why they're here. I totally agree with you. I don't mind. I like skeptics. I take out skeptics often. So there's a skeptic I took out, and he only stayed with. You should understand too. My stats are approximately 80% of people have a live interaction with Sasquatch, and it's substantiated by tracks and breaks that are left behind from that interaction, or they have a sight only from people that have spent 7 days with me. If you come spend 3 days or 2 days or 1 days, you are not getting in the stats, and I have no. That's the way it has to be. You can't spend, and every episode of Survivor Man, you've got a live interaction with significant pieces of evidence. So I want to do that. I want to go on the Sasquatch Chronicles with Wes. I did that before. I'm due. I'm really due. I was just thinking about that a couple weeks ago. So I got to make that happen. Yeah. I just stuff's going on. It's really frustrating. So frustrating, the wishy-washiness. But you got to do with it. You got to, I don't know, you just got to suck it up. It's just the way it is. So Mike says, hey, Todd, from all the experiences you've had with Bigfoot, I'm surprised they never try to communicate with you telepathy and in that way. But I don't think I just don't think I'm good enough. And I think I have some important stuff to learn. And that's why I'm working on that. And I'm being mentored as much as I can be by an animal communicator. So, hey, Todd, think he will ever do it? I'd love to work with Survivor if he wants, and he's damn well earned that right. So, do they throw rocks uphill? I don't think so. It's been down. They always seem to be uphill. They always have the advantage when they're around me. So I can't think of a time. It just seems most of the time they're just in an advantageous spot. Most of the time. Video I seen of construction workers caught a Sasquatch throwing a tree very far. Yeah, Chuck, that happened in Fort McMurray. I saw that video. The Sasquatch threw it was a tree. And it was amazing. I believe that's an absolute real video. So I saw that a long time ago. But yeah, amazing video. I think it's very legit. I talked to people about it. It all seemed very legit. And I want to work with Survivor Man again. I keep seeing that. Sorry, slow. Thank you, Cynthia. And I know it was real. Yeah. My documentary is real. I don't even make any apologies. So. Hi Todd, Apache here. Apache, hi Apache. Says Michelle Irving. You need to come to Arizona. I'd love to. Just so much money, and I can't. See, for me to go somewhere else, it's 5 times. I could do 5 expeditions at home for what it would cost for me to go to Arizona. So although I would love to do that, it's very irresponsible, don't you think? So, because I need to get this done, and I'm going to an area where I've filmed them like. So it's video 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So 5 videos there, immense success. We just got to go dig for it. People are saying you're done. Oh, there we go. think I was here at all times. Man can't be trusted. What Sasquatch knows. My grandfather told us about him. Michael, I very much agree with you. Very, very much agree with you. So they think we're insane, and most of us are, I think. So can't wait to see the new Discovering Bigfoot 2. Thanks, Mike. I don't even know what's going to be on it, but we'll get it done. So yeah, work it out. It'll be good. I have lots to talk about still. So as you guys can see, chain reaction. Hey, hello. Yes, I know chain reaction. Did you ever try to talk? And John, I've heard that a party of national park staff extracted a few deceased Sasquatch after the eruption of Mount St. Helens. Oof, yeah, I didn't hear that. That's impressive. Hey, Todd, was wondering if you witnessed a Sasquatch fighting another Sasquatch. Whew. The questions. I was around. I heard it. I think it was pretty cool. Just screaming, yelling. Okay, so real quick, I think I've talked about this before, but let's talk about it again. So it was a river between where these two individuals, two giants, screaming, smashing, crashing. It was unbelievable. I couldn't get to the spot where I heard everything. It took me like almost 2 days to get over there. I mean, I was hearing it from like 4 miles away, 6 kilometers. It was far, but I could hear echoes and smashing, crashing. It was like it was horrific what was going on. And I didn't know what it was at first, and then eventually when I got over there, I mean, I saw logs torn out of the ground, huge dams. The weather was horrible too, so I wrecked my camera that I was using at the time. The camera, one, I'd fallen once and cracked it, and it got wet and wrecked it, so I never got to film it all. Well, there wasn't really much to film, but there were lots of big Sasquatch tracks. It looked like, so the dominant male from the troop that I was studying was on one side of the river, and the new male who was trying to get into the new troop was on the other side of the river. And what I saw was two huge structures, like Sasquatch structures, like the ones in my documentary in Nordegg. Even more impressive than that, like big structures that were clearly busted in by a Sasquatch. Very impressive on both sides. And then all the smashing, crashing marks and stuff on the ground was impressive. And then I went back there. I went to sleep. I went deeper into Sasquatch habitat. Then about 2 days later, I came back through there again to have a look at it one more time. Opposite side of the river that I think was built by the Sasquatch that was trying to bring. So, which my theory is, just a theory, is that the male of the group that was there won. And the guy who was trying to get in didn't win. And I'm telling you, the guy, the Sasquatch that runs the troop, he's a beast. He's strong, he's fast, he is a beast. He's not, as I was talking about the Sasquatch, we'll just do this last thing I'll talk about, guys. The Sasquatch that is in the Wild Bunch troop where I'm doing my main research now in radium, or in the radium area in British Columbia. I firmly, like, his track isn't enormous. He's just 17 and a quarter, maybe 17 and a half inch foot. You know, he's 9 foot. Apparently there's Sasquatch bigger than that. I'm sure there are, but I think he's just that perfect height, perfect size, where he's got the best agility, the best power, the best strength. And what I've seen of him and what experiences I've had around him, he's just he's totally magnificent. I feel great wisdom and power around him, and yeah, I've had a few glances at him here and there. The day that I was shooting the flare, he walked right up in front of me, took a tree and started shaking it, and the tree was. Anyways, we broke up there, but yeah, I just the main big Sasquatch that he really tolerates me, and I admire him greatly. And he keeps his distance from me, and if I break rules, I'm sure he'd come have a chat with me, which would not be a good thing, but. Yeah, when's the last time I saw a Sasquatch? Expedition last year. Last time I saw a Sasquatch would have been like October of 2018 is the last time I saw one on expedition. So funny though, of the expeditioners, there's 2 men that had a better sighting than I did, because they were looking in the right area at the right time, and they had an amazing sighting, and but they had a better sighting in 2018 than I ever did. The best sighting of 2018 on my expeditions was not me. It was 2 expeditioners that were working in the right place at the right time. With one had a binocular, the other one had a zoomed camera, and they had incredible sighting that was substantiated again by tracks and everything else. So anyways, thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. Sorry it froze up here and there, Jacqueline. We just got to be patient. So I'm so grateful for this platform. I want to keep using it. So yeah, that'll be good for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I expect to be back next Wednesday. So no Saturday video. I apologize, but I have too much going on. I'm actually going out into the wilderness this weekend, so you'll have to excuse me for that. Trying to get some big success, and if I have some cool, I'm going out with a new colleague I've been training and working with. And there you go. I knew that it's a woman. She's a woman who's mentoring on me. She's tough as nails, and yeah, I'm excited to go start working with her and testing her mettle and seeing how our colleague of a relationship will grow. So I'm very excited about that. And yeah, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I love doing this show, and we'll see you all next week. Y'all take care of yourselves. Thanks so much again. Bye.